Good day or evening, everyone. Here we are at lesson 64. Let me not forget my function of forgiveness, of releasing, letting go of grievances. That's what my function is. And then it says that's just another way of saying, let me not wander into temptation. And it's very clear that the world we see now has the purpose of obscuring this function. It looks so reasonable that we hold grievances against people who do all the things that we can't stand. And this provides us with this justification for forgetting about letting go. It seems like hanging on makes every bit of sense in the world. But if we do, this is the temptation to abandon love and yourself, to walk away from love and yourself by taking on physical appearance. It's just a great big Halloween costume. And it is this that the body's eyes see. Okay, then it says, nothing the body's eyes seem to see is anything but a form of temptation, and that's also the body's purpose. But then it says the Holy Spirit, which is that mediating function between what is outside the realm of the intellect and cannot be addressed directly, and our intellectual mind that can understand things. So this Holy Spirit mediating function says, well, I can use everything you believe because I have another purpose for them. This world now is going to be the classroom where we learn how to release what we must release, which are the things that we think we've done terribly wrong, our guilt. So now, the place where we thought we came to hide becomes the way that I find myself back at love, peace, I'm still at home. That's what salvation is finding our way back home. Then it asks us to review our last lessons, saying that our function, our purpose for being here is to be the light of the world, and it's only your ego arrogance that says this can't be for you. You're just this small, little, unimportant person. But what's really true is that the ego is afraid that you will do this because, after all, the ego is all of this collection of ideas, and as you keep letting them go, it keeps being dismantled. Of course, it's not going to be helpful to you, and it's going to try to convince you that you are completely unworthy of this task, but it's really only looking out for its own self, so to speak, because you're in the process of undoing it, and that is a perfectly safe thing for you to do. So, the world of salvation awaits our release. And from that, all of creation can escape from the hallucination that we find ourselves in, and thus from the sense of being separate. And then it emphasizes, as it keeps wanting to do, the Son of God, or all of creation, is you. Yes, you. Listening. Whatever you think about yourself, it's not true. The Son of God is what you are. And then it says, only if you do this can you be happy. Now, what we've taught ourselves is, if I can possibly control and manipulate the world and everybody in it to do what I want, then I can be safe and happy. First of all, that's impossible. And secondly, that's a big lie. That is not where our happiness comes from. Happiness only comes from releasing all of our grievances and the things we think we've done wrong, our guilt, and so on. So that's why this is our only function, and this is actually the only way to be happy. Listen to that. Notice how much time you've spent trying to make things in the outer world be different so that you can be happy. Stop now. It will never work. The only way happiness can be revealed to you is when all of this garbage in your mind continues to get less and less and less and less, and we just simply release it away. And then it says, okay, just remember that all the decisions you'll be making through the day are really decisions about, are you going to be happy by letting go of your grievances and what you're hanging on to as you interact throughout your day? or not. Don't let the forms confuse you about this. The complexity of form does not imply complexity of content. And then it says it's impossible that any decision can be one or the other. Either I'm going to proceed in a way toward my happiness or away from it. So now it asks us to have several kinds of practice periods. It wants us to have at least one long one of 10 or 15 minutes where you're going to say, let me not forget my function. Let me not forget that releasing is what I'm all about. Let me not try to substitute the ego's getting its way. I want my story to work out. I don't want to do that. So let me just release my ideas and I can be happy. So do that once for 10 or 15 minutes. And then it says, of course, as with all of these, as you think about them throughout the day, just intersperse them with all of the other thoughts that you think. And just for a minute or two, think about nothing else. But, okay, what I'm here for is to let go of my thoughts of guilt, my thoughts of what's the matter with me, all of the thoughts that make up so much and take up so much of my airtime and space in my mind. And then it assures us, yes, this will be difficult at the first because we're just so not used to thinking this way. So keep repeating, I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget. I've got to remember this is the way I'm going to be happy. And then it asks for 2 forms of a shorter practice periods for you to do with your eyes closed, where you're concentrating on the thoughts. And then open your eyes to look around at what you see. Once again, it's combining thoughts and seeing because they are the same. So they want you to see what thoughts are in there that I need to let go of, and what things and situations do I look at out here that I want to hold in a loving space in my mind and say, this is the world. It is my function to save. Now, when it says do this and think about nothing else, we're back to rewiring our brains. We're back to creating new mental and therefore emotional habits. As the neuroscientists say, what wires together fires together, or actually it's the other way around. What fires together wires together. So as you keep applying these ideas and associating your happiness with changing your mind and with nothing else, see how you're getting rewired in a positive direction. So, happy rewiring today. Remember, happiness is right here for you. You don't have to negotiate with anybody else to get it. You don't get it. It doesn't come from any place else. It's right here, built into me, if I will let go of my crazy ideas that are in the way. Have a great day practicing. Bye for now.